go trick-or-treating. Oh God, that's
I
scary.
remember of starting recording the meeting. Okay, go on, people. I never remember.
Yeah.
I think
And
that
then
it's
what?
a great idea for us to have a holiday on Halloween, Halloween's
I don't.
Same.
Day.
Agree. Agree. Or depending on how you plan to have it, the day after Halloween.
Yes.
But yeah,
Here in
it's
Brazil, we celebrate the second of November is the Dad's Day. We go to see our dearest one that already passed, but does it is a holiday in Canada or Norway also.
it's for us. It's also the 2nd of November. That's our quote unquote Halloween. But it's more like you say, like more going to people's graves and your loved ones and stuff. But it's not really a holiday or anything. It's most likely what if you have someone lost dear to you, you will go and say hi to them. But it's not really a big thing, especially here in Norway. I don't know in Canada.
Another thing is November 2nd, Souls Day, their holiday, Souls Day.
It is like Halloween. It's just called something else, but it's more
No, that's a holiday for dead people.
yeah. So that is, but I don't know. It's just says I don't know what the name is in Norwegian. No, English is. Let me quickly
I
search that
think
up.
we call Dad's Day here in Brazil just not dead
Yes,
like dead, but is a
yes,
more formal way to say dead.
finados.
It's, yes, finados, but is the dead days.
Yeah,
And
it's
Yes.
I guess
All Hallows Day. That's what it's
As
called.
far as I know, it's Souls Day, something like that, isn't it?
The one that we have here in Norway, it's the All Saints Day or All Hallows Day, Feast of All
Ah,
Saints, Feast of All Hallows. It has a lot of names. This day,
Yeah,
it has
but
okay.
many
in
names.
in English it is All Souls Day, I think.
Yeah,
Souls Day, yes.
yeah. Well, and then Hallow something, a lot of Hallows as well, and that's
Enrique
like a
join it.
Christianity. So,
Enrique has joined it, and you need to see how is it. It's in America. It's totally different. They dress costumes, okay, and they go to the streets. They, if you want to have an idea, just watch the film E.T., that old one, huh? And you're gonna see people go to parades. They go to costume parties, and it's really interesting. But here in Brazil, it's a little bit different, huh?
Yes. I don't care Halloween,
hmm.
but I have a lot of friends use the custos, né, que chama?
Mhm.
Uh,
Go on.
Costume.
and customers, and have a party, but I don't care.
And you, Michelle is just frozen there. Ah,
No,
no,
I'm
he's
here.
there. Now it's okay. It's okay. I thought your image was frozen.
No, I'm fine. I'm just quiet. I'm listening.
Michelle is Marcia's son. Okay, he lives in Norway with Heidi. Okay, they are engaged. And that's it. And Sandy, introduce yourself to Heidi, please.
Yes, my name is Sandirena, but everyone calls me Sandy. Is a shortest nickname is better. And I'm from Brazil, and I I teach keep calm. I teach, no, I learn English in keep calm, keep calm. And I have a travel agency and a lot of travel around the world. The road I love to. And I need to learn English because is
Essential.
help me when I travel abroad. Yes.
Yeah, really
Okay.
good. Okay. And here we have the room is full with people who speak good English. Huh? That's to enjoy. Alessandro used to be my student too. Delto, where is Delto? iPhone. Um iPhone aí se juntando. Olavo and o iPhone. Okay, and we have here each one is in one place. Heidi and Michelle are in Canada. Hello, hello, my friend. How are you?
Good.
That is Nettie. Nettie is Delto's wife. Huh? And she lives in
Hello.
Canada too.
Yes.
In Calgary.
And you see, and one good thing to speak to talk to you guys is that we, Sandy and I, are are building a good partnership where people, both companies could take advantages, one selling more trips and we getting more students. So, and offering a good product to our to people who want to learn, people who want to travel. And
Yes.
we are tailoring this partnership next week. Okay. So, Nettie, long time no see you, huh?
Yes, I can. He can listen me. You listen me?
Yeah, I can listen to
Yes.
you perfectly.
Okay. I come back yesterday. Yesterday? Yes. No,
Yeah.
on Thursday. I was 1 month. I spent in Brazil, in South special.
And didn't come to have lunch with us.
No, because I stopped a little bit in São Paulo when I arrived. The first day for 2 days, and the first my luggage doesn't arrive. I have to wait. I spend 1 day at home on my friend's house in Norma, and I had only 1 day for walk outside and spend some Delta's money in São Paulo.
Very
And
good, very
yeah,
good.
Largo 13, because was more close. I was close to the João Dias Avenue. And after it, I go to the south into Porto Alegre. No, before we had a beach, I forgot. It's a long time. I was with Delta in Maceió for 1 week. And after it, we go directly to Porto Alegre. And I come back 1 day ago.
Yeah, 1 day ago. Oh,
Yeah.
so
And where do you live?
Not right now?
Yes.
In Calgary, in Canada.
Calgary.
Yeah.
Yes.
she's Delto's wife.
Yes. I'm Nettie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I recognize the couch. Looks very similar you and Delto.
Me?
Like, yeah, it looks like you guys are sitting next to each other. The couch behind you looks the same.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, my idea was not entering. I wasn't. Delta invited me to enter with the commitment. Delta, please.
Just to confirm, Nat was a student from Rob at the beginning.
Yeah, she was my
Almost
student.
45 years ago.
Yeah, that was long ago, huh?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
some time ago.
unfortunately, I was a small time, because I was teaching and work a lot of. Was a mistake.
And she took
For the
classes with
newcomers,
me.
have to study English first.
Yeah, she took
It's
classes with me.
yes, yes, of course, it's a good thing. I tell for everyone and you think about to came will came to Canada, please, or US or any place who is speaking English, learn English first.
Mhm.
First improve the English, the language. It's very important. I
It's
came here and arrived with a little bit English. I'm studying full time for the first year. If not, I cannot do anything. Or you speak English, or speak English when you come in a country. Or
Mhm.
French here in Canada, I have French too. Some places French, but for us it's English. It's very
yeah.
important. Yeah. Ha-
What about English in Norway, Heidi?
We, I think it's pretty good, isn't it, Michelle? You have no issues speaking English in Norway.
No problems for me. Usually, depends on who am I talking to. So,
Yes.
for instance, if I'm talking to your grandma, for example, or elderly people, usually it's a little bit more difficult because they have not learned English from school. And but then when it's someone that's 50, 60 onwards, or younger, then it's usually a-okay to speak because then they have learned it from school. And Norway is not as big as in Brazil. So TV
No.
shows, everything that you watch or movies, it's all in English, so people get to practice a lot.
Yeah. Usually, the only things that are dubbed to Norwegian is like kids' movies, kids' show. Other than that, like we're too few people in Norway um, to dub and translate everything into Norwegian. But yeah, Norwegian is no English is pretty alright here. It's just yeah, the elderly people that hasn't had much media or English in school. But other than that, it's pretty alright.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of movies from Norway in Netflix.
Oh, you
So
are.
yeah, I can see the. I have noticed their English is good. Good,
Yep.
good. I can't see difference. A little bit the accent, sometimes the intonation of voice,
Yeah.
but it's completely different than. Yeah, Alessandro, you can confirm it for me. Here in Canada, we struggle every day to understand other immigrants in English, especially from Asia, from China and India. They
Yeah.
speak English, but it's hard to understand. It's hard.
Yeah.
I struggle every day to understand them.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 year ago, when I
Oh,
arrived here, I had a lot of difficulty to understand the different accents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alessandro, don't worry. In 10 years, you'll tell the same.
I
That is
Yeah, it's
recently
not my fault.
Mhm.
That's not my
Delto,
fault.
Because
I re
you don't teach Indian English. You
Yeah.
teach
No, it's not.
American British English. It's completely different.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
totally
it's a good idea, Bob. When you if you have yeah, if you have some students plan to visit, for example, to move to Canada, oh, you need to learn Indian accent.
No, you get a
African.
lot of students if you teach Indian English.
oh, that's terrible. Yeah, that's
I
terrible.
recently have experience calling to the IT department of my company, and it was a Indian. Oh my God! I had to ask him a Brazilian English talking uh, with a Brazilian accent. I think he was also dying in the other side of the line, and we are trying to communicate somehow with the second language for me, because I don't understand that well with the technology uh, terms. So I was having to talk two different languages in the same time with an Indian accent. I was dying to understand.
It's normal. But
Yeah.
what's happened? Yesterday, for instance, always every Friday afternoon there is a specific meeting with our team. My director is from India. He speaks in low voice, and the rhythm is completely different. And so I try to sit in his besides him just to listen to him because it's complicated, very complicated. Because the rhythm is different. They don't have pause. For instance, you talk, you pause, you start another sentence. They don't do that. They start with and you see you you need to translate in your mind all the time. It's a lot of effort to understand them.
Yeah.
And
You always do
Yeah,
the say, please, it's not Bollywood. Go down a little,
but
please.
the
Please go
problem,
down a little.
yeah, the problem, they are majority here. We are minority. Brazilians are minority here. I don't know anyone here in Calgary from Norway or from Finland or Sweden. No, I don't know anyone. That's the only Europeans I can see here from Russia, Ukraine, and there is one other guy from Netherlands are here, and they speak good English. And very few Canadians working with us. The rest are Indians. The guy from India in China. China, they are speak not bad. They have pause, but you need to pay attention as well.
In my agency, we works some different operations, and everyone is made in Brazil, but one is made in Indian. It's so hard to understand where on when I think to where the button to pay, where the button to reserve. It's very difficult. It's different. Very. It's terrible.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me that the problem is not because they don't speak English, because you don't understand them. That's the only issue. I have to improve my Indian uh, listening next time to improve
Yes.
more and more time.
I think
But
it's a
I've
I
little
seen,
bit like us listening to someone speaking Portuguese, because it is correct Portuguese. It just doesn't sound like anything that I can understand. And I think it's the same
I
with
don't
the
know
Indian accent.
who
No,
was
no.
speaking, who is was talking about Indian English, but I think that it's the worst accent that I've already seen, that I have already heard to understand it.
yeah.
It's completely different. It's really hard to understand it.
Yes.
They
I've
have
seen
a
that
horrible accent.
yeah, and I've seen that they have like English teachers that teaches especially um Asian people to like wrong English. Like they will write the words differently, so they will say it correctly, so it doesn't sound so stereotypical Asian dialect. And I thought that was like really like I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube and stuff and watching this guy teaching them how to like pronounce words correctly. And that was really funny because then he taught them like wrong English, but then it sounded correctly to us.
Yeah, but I believe that it's not like Brazilian Portuguese and Portuguese, like the Portuguese that we speak in Brazil and the Portuguese that people speak in Portugal. Of
Yes.
course, there are some differences, but it's not the same. The difference is just the accent and the vocabulary.
Yes.
Okay, but most of the words you can understand easily.
Yes.
Okay. On the other hand, in Indian, sometimes it's impossible to understand it.
Oh,
Yeah, right. Uh, so we were discussing about the Indian accent because it's funny for us, but when you see they are majority, maybe you can try to get another job, and the interview you'll be with some guy from India probably. So you need to prepare yourself to talk with them. At the beginning, it was very hard for me, but now continuing hard. But now I can understand much better than before.
Recently, I interviewed India engineer. Oh my God, a media question, and it's talk, 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 talk. I'm just, oh yes, okay, okay, understood. Because that's nothing. Uh, my boss was with me and helping me to continue the conversation because it was terrible to understand.
I've seen some months ago an interview from Donald Trump, and he was in India, and many guys are asking him questions, and after the first guy from India trying to do some question from him, and he said, Donald Trump said, "Oh, sorry, your accent is very tough for me. Could you repeat, please?" And then he started to repeat, and after that, Donald Trump said, "No, I can't understand you. Next one, please."
Yeah,
Even for native speakers, they can't understand them. It's complicated.
Yeah, I had
I,
an issue. An issue in Bradesco. Bradesco is a bank here in Brazil. Okay, Heidi. It's a bank. It's one gigantic company here, and I worked with foreign trade department. Wherever there came an Indian, and we were in the foreign trade department, so everybody was supposed to speak English there. Nobody understood the guy unless me. The guy was trying to make an operation, huh? Uh, 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 and nobody could understand him. Just I myself, after some fight, like people say. So that was really difficult. I was talking to Marcia one of these days that in Norway, if you have an idea, you go to McDonald's, their attendants they speak English there normally, huh? And this is the sound of culture. Sounds like a culture to learn Norwegian, of course, in the school. And as Miss Michelle said, learning from some English from school. How is education in Norway, Heidi, towards this? You are taught in two languages, or you just have English as a subject?
You in to complicate it, we have two languages in Norway, but there are, I won't go into that, but it's like the standard Norwegian and then the old Norwegian, let's call it that.
Mm.
And so we from when I am like 32, so when I went to elementary school, I was taught English from the age of like 4th grade, I think. That was actually so around 9, 10 years, that's when we started to learn English, like as a subject in school. And then we had English for the rest of our school. Yeah. But now the kids are learning English from as young as I think first grade. I think they just start with it as early as possible. And so it's a subject just as math and history and everything. So we have that. A lot of the media as well, like I said, isn't translated to Norwegian, so we are exposed to a lot of English in music, movies, books, TV shows, games, whatever. And when you get to a certain age, 13 and up, then you can add more languages. Like you can learn, I think the most common ones are Spanish, France, and German. Yes, that's like the most common ones. And then some schools have Italian, and depending on the teachers. But languages are really important because we're such a tiny country. Like, no one is going to learn Norwegian just to learn Norwegian unless you're going to live here. But for us, it's important to learn English because, yeah, and other languages as well. So in Scandinavia, it's quite a lot of people are speaking 2 or 3 languages. That's like common.
One thing that I have noticed with people speaking Norwegian is that very often they don't have a word that's expressive enough in Norwegian, so they just use an English term. So,
Yes.
for example, saw two Norwegians drunk fighting, and then when they started cursing at each other, they switched to English because the Norwegian curse words are not good enough. So then it was easier to offend someone else in English than it is in Norwegian. And a lot of times I see someone, like for us in Brazil, we have things like self-service, delivery, those things. That is English words that we use in our everyday lives. I see that a lot more here in Norway. So often I'm just, I don't know, on the bus, and then I hear two people, they are speaking Norwegian to each other, and then suddenly half of the conversation or half of the words are in English because it's a very specific term, and then they are not as uh, in Brazil. I think we're really good at coming up with terms and expressions, having gírias, but here they don't, so they just use the English word for an expression instead of coming up with their own.
No.
No, okay.
The Nor well, yes, in practice, we absolutely are. But the Norwegian language board, or what I'm calling it, for years have been so strict with what official words from English we take, because um they want to take the word and then translate it and give it a Norwegian word and use that instead of the English word. Because since we are such a tiny country, they don't want our language to die out and just be replaced by English words. But that's a problem because all of our we young ones, we learn English, and then like Michelle said, a lot of the times the English words feels more descriptive, like helpful to express my feelings. For instance, I like that better in English than in Norwegian because I feel like I have better words to describe how I feel, for instance. um and also the Norwegian words sometimes are very stupid, like stupid versions, so we like to use the English version, especially when it's like a thing. Like, for instance, I don't remember, but it was like mascara, for instance. Instead of just calling it mascara, we had to call it like eye blackness, something like that. So it's just nice to just use the word for it. Yeah, but it's true, Michelle. We do use a lot of English because it feels more descriptive.
Yeah,
Heidi,
another thing that I heard is that some languages, northern languages like Finlandese, uh, are disappearing because of the use of English by their people, because they want to communicate with the world and cannot speak their own languages. Yeah? They cannot speak their own languages. So, like people in Finland are learning, the new generations are learning more English and forgetting about their own language. Do you feel the same happening in Norway?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a lot. Um, it's a very weird thing to try to put to words because I feel we are very proud of our country and our language, and we don't want to replace that necessarily, but we are also trying to find a limit of how much English versus how much Norwegian. And sometimes it goes a little bit overboard, but yeah. I don't think that will be a problem here. No. I hope not.
Alessandro, you were going to speak anything? I was talking and I heard that you.
It was me. I
So
ask,
Delco, go on. Sorry.
I ask a question for Heidi. It's about should I need to speak your language if I want to live for instance, 6 months in Norway, or in English I can communicate well in every place? I heard about something like if you see guys in McDonald's and other place, they are speaking English good. And
Yeah.
should I
You
need to
know,
talk in Nor? How can I say Norwich? No, I forgot the name.
Norwegian.
Norwegian.
Yeah. No. You don't need to. You definitely don't need to. It depends on where you're going to live then. Because if you're living where me and Michelle is living, then
Mhm.
it can be somewhat difficult because of dialect. Here where I live, it's very farmer style. We're on the countryside. So we have a quite heavy dialect. And there's
Just
also then
to give a little bit of
yeah,
context, the city that we live in, there are about 3,000 people. So it's a very, very tiny place, a small village in the middle of nowhere.
yeah,
So, like here, when it's this small and isolated, learning Norwegian helps, but it's still not mandatory because I don't speak Norwegian fluently. But sorry, go ahead, Heidi.
yeah, but yeah, that's true. Like, but if you're living in like the big cities, big cities, not to yours, the Brazilian standard, but like our big cities, then no problem whatsoever. You people
Good.
usually knows pretty good English, but the further out to like more reclused areas, then yes, you probably it can be more difficult to get around with English, but it shouldn't be a problem.
I told to my
Hi.
wife, it's a place, Scandinavian countries. I have a curiosity to visit those places. And I was speaking to Natty, that's be a good idea. She wants to go to first to Italy, France, and other places. But I would like to visit your area.
Yeah.
And but it's good to know that I don't need to learn some words in different idiom. In English, I can communicate well. It
Mhm.
the idea is go there in the next 2 years to visit at least 1 week in your area. And they say your area is the capital, right? Not a small city.
Well,
Don't
then
talk
you should.
about this very small cities. Talk about cities like Oslo and all this.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's nothing to
Another,
see where I live.
yeah.
sorry, another issue. In your point of view, how long do people take to speak everywhere? Sorry, to communicate everywhere, to be understood easily, to be
Whoa.
part of a normal conversation without having problems.
Without knowing Norwegian?
No, everywhere, all over the world.
What I misunderstood the question. Repeat,
Okay,
please.
for example, how long do we take, okay, to learn enough English to speak English all over the world?
Oh shit! I don't know. I feel like that's a long, long way to go. I
Hmm.
feel like that's because there's so many countries and so many uh, like recluded areas that doesn't really need English because they're
Okay,
self-sufficient.
but can you survive anywhere in the world?
Yeah, I think
Ah,
so.
okay.
I think so. I think like
Okay.
language is important, obviously, but like when me and Michelle got together for the first time, of course we could communicate well, but there was a lot of there was a lot of conversations with me and Michelle where we're like, I don't know what to tell you because I don't know the word for it. So it's like the
Yes,
thing of the thing of the thing.
yes, because as we were talking about, there are many different vocabularies, okay? Many ways to say the same thing, like we have in English, Portuguese, and so many countries around the world.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
First, I have ancestry from Eastern Europe, like Lithuania, Poland, and those countries were not Poland, but no, Poland also. Uh, they were part of the URSS, the Soviet Republic. I don't know if it was a republic. Anyway, those countries, different from the Norway, Finland, and Sweden, uh, they have they do speak English. I have some relatives there. They are learning English, but they don't uh, do as good as Heidi speak English, and they are not just so into learning that new language because they were uh, have it. They were they lost their identity when the Russia invaded them.
Yes.
So they have this pride. They don't want to lose. So my husband has Japanese ancestry, and he say Japan has this pride also, and they are very terrible in learning and speaking English. And they're they're this millennial culture. So there we have this. Even Brazil that has no pride at all, as we can say for this kind. We don't speak English this very well, and there are people there are not even remotely thinking in speaking another language. Um,
Yeah,
então,
that's sorry.
there is it. So there is places you may speak English, and if you came to Northeast in Brazil, perhaps you never could communicate with anyone there if you are in a very small town as Doca
But
in Norway.
the few times I've been to Brazil, I couldn't communicate with anyone like that worked at the stores and stuff in Brazil because I don't know Portuguese and they didn't know English. So it was kind of like a back and forth a little bit. And
I think your microphone is a little bit weird.
my microphone is a little bit weird. Okay, is
Is
it
it
better
weird
now?
for everyone or just for me?
There
No,
is a
everyone.
noise.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so
kind of burgling. Let's see now.
Okay, it's better.
no.
Is it better?
Can you try
Oh,
to
wait.
mute and unmute your mic?
Hello.
Right.
Oh,
No.
hello.
Now it's good.
Is it good?
Good,
Yes.
good.
Okay. Okay. Let me know. Let me know. Okay. Um. So I felt really bad for not knowing how to like communicate with people. The problem was that all of the Brazilians they didn't care that I didn't know Portuguese. They spoke to me either way, and like were having conversations with me, and I just stood there like, I don't know what's going on. What am I doing? So last time I was there last year, I knew exactly enough Portuguese to get me through the stores. Like I could say yes and no and what type of card and if I wanted a bag or not, like just enough. And then the cashier people, they got to they thought I knew more than I could, so they started talking to me again. And I'm just like, no, I don't know more Portuguese. I just know this very very little. Um, so I feel like really bad when I can't communicate
So,
with
He-
people
Oh,
in their
Heidi,
language.
Adrian, could you take more about your country? Is
Talk about
beautiful,
your
Adrian.
country.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. So it depends what you want to know. We are a very tiny country. We are very long. So all of our population is like spread throughout the very long country. A lot of hills and mountains. So it's a very difficult to get around a lot of places. So we have mountains, lakes. We're very known for our mountains and lakes. They're very pretty, and I agree, they are very pretty. I like it a lot. Me and Michelle, we have moved a little bit around Norway, so we have been blessed to like see different side of my country, which I really appreciate. It's been very pretty. We have so many dialects. It's insane. There's dialect like where I live, there's a dialect, and then 20 minutes away from me, there's a different dialect. And then at 20 minutes the other way, it's another dialect. So if you come to Norway and you learn like the proper Norwegian, it still can be difficult to understand people because they're so different dialects. It's insane. Like my family that lives like my mother's side, that's like ish 2 hours away from me, have such a different dialect from me that sometimes I don't understand what they're saying. Like I have no clue. So I just have to say, excuse me, what? So dialects is a thing. We are a very polite people. We don't speak a lot to strangers, tend to keep to ourselves. A lot of other people that doesn't live in Norway classify us as like cold and like don't talk to me, like get away from me. Uh, but that's because we are very polite. We don't want to be in your way. We don't want to take up your time. You can sit by yourself. I'll stand over here. We're very like that. Very different from.
You muted yourself, Heidi.
no, you
I'm
just
so sorry. When I was in Brazil the first time with Michelle, that people just talked to me and they were happy. Like they were just like happy people talking. And I'm like, this would never happen in Norway. Then you have to get them drunk first. And then they will be happy and talking. So uh other than that, it's a nice country. Have our own issues as well, as every other country does, but all over it's a very calm country, very safe country. Do well enough, so the social economics go all over the place. It's good. It's good with education, usually good healthcare, even though it can be sucky that too. But yeah, generalized, yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned healthcare. I just want to say very quickly, I like hospitals in Brazil much, much more than in Norway, and going to the doctor in Brazil more than in Norway. Because, for instance, if I have a problem on my foot, I can go to the specialist in Brazil. Here, I have to go to my doctor. There's a one doctor that's responsible for me, and then he will indicate me and forward me to the specialist. So I cannot ask for an X-ray for myself. My doctor has to ask for that for me. And I hated all of the doctors that I have because of this, because I know I want to go and talk to someone, a specialist on, I don't know, bones or whatever, But first, I have to go to another doctor, and then he has to forward me, and that takes ages. I hate it.
Yeah.
So
That I
that's the
agree with.
so does in Brazil.
What? Sorry?
So does in Brazil.
Is it with a family doctor? You have like a one particular doctor?
Yeah,
No.
first you need to, as far as I know, you first need to go to a general doctor.
Mhm,
After, you have to go to a specialist.
mhm.
Uh, that
Uh,
isn't the SUS system, the public system.
Ah,
Uh,
yes,
uh,
okay.
if you use the public system, yes, you can have to. We need to go to the UBS. That is, I don't know how to call it in other countries, but is
Um,
the family doctor that is in the UBS, and then he
you
will.
wait at least 6 months.
It depends. I live in a city that the specialist attendant in the public system. I have 1 month waiting, and I can go to a hematologist or a bariatric surgeon. No,
Where do you live?
but it's
I'm
a
gonna
small
move.
town.
Where do you
But
live? I'm gonna move there immediately,
I
today,
have
tomorrow.
the. I live in San Caetano, the south of San Caetano, I guess, also Caetano do
Yes, I
Sul.
know São Caetano. I
Yes,
live in
yes, yes.
São Paulo,
It's a
but
yes. It's a 15 kilometers square city.
yes,
It's
there is a
very
train
small.
to São Caetano from São Paulo.
Yes, so I have a good public system here, but I pay the
Health
the tax
insurance.
for this. But
Yes, for the health
if you
insurance.
have a private uh, private assistant, medical assistants, you can ask, uh, take your book and look. I want to go to the
Yes.
orthopedic surgeon or the bone doctor, and you go. You don't have
Yes.
to go to the general practitioner or the family doctor. The private medical system are trying to change it. In my company, we have APS, for first attendant health care, that you go, and then this you don't pay the. We have to in a medical system, private medical system, we pay 30%, I guess, uh, for the consultation. So if you go to the first to the family doctor, then you go to the orthopedic surgeon, the bone doctor, and with the paper that the
Mhm.
family doctor give you, you don't pay that 30% consultation. It's free because the family doctor can't do any more for you, so you go to the specialist. And it is changing nowadays, but you also can go to the orthopedic, hematology, any specialist if you have the mm, private.
Yes. If you have
Yes,
a lot, if you have a lot of money, it's very, very you chose,
It's
no
very easy to
problem.
live everywhere.
Yes,
Yes,
if
yes.
you have money,
That
North
money
is
Korea?
talk.
universal.
Yeah,
Live in
that
North
is
Korea with a lot of money? No, no, no,
Mhm.
yes. Another thing
No,
today
you've gone too
is
far, Delto.
today's diabetes. Today's diabetes day around the world, and I was watching TV, and I saw that there is a university that is helping the population, to take some exams, like to help them for free, totally for free. So you go there, take some exams, and according to they see, you can find any specialist for you. For example, if you discover that you have diabetes, you can go to see a real doctor.
That's it, people. And the conversation is running fast, running good in here. I hope you are improving all of this, Sandy, because all of this is for you today. Yeah, teachers, people living abroad, and other ex-students. We have three ex-students in here: Neti, Delto, and Alessandro. Yeah, and
Bob, Bob, I
that's
have
me.
the last question for Heidi.
Make her a last question.
Is there a formal immigration process in Norway, for like in Canada or Australia,
Yeah.
for instance?
Isn't it, Michelle? Isn't you have like the immigration office, and then depending on what you're coming in here to do, you're here on a visa, so a student visa,
Mhm.
work visa, and then there's obligations for that. And if you have to be on a visa, I think, before you can apply to be a citizen. And then to do that, you need to pass language exams, and also like a social what was it, Michelle? Like a
Social study
social
tests.
study. Yeah. So
The-
you do have like stuff to do.
Do you need to have a test,
Yeah.
a score test? Really?
to do
Like
a
Cambridge
to get a
exams?
it's to get a permanent visa, the
Yeah.
exam. If you're just doing a work immigration
Yeah.
visa, and then it's going to be, I have that one right now. So every 2 years I have to renew it. If you want to not have to worry about that, then you need to take some tests.
Yeah.
I am not taking the Norwegian exam tests because I'm not good at it. So I'm renewing my work visa every 2 years, and then I don't need to do anything. Just pay the the police
The
fee.
fee. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to become a permanent resident, you need to know like the language. You have to have a language test, both written, read, and speaking. And then you need to there's the social study exam.
Mhm.
But I don't know how there was a little bit of like uproar of that social study test a couple of years ago, I think, because it was really hard. Like Norwegians didn't know the answers to this. So how did you expect the immigrant people knowing this? So I don't know how it is now, but apparently it was really hard like many years ago. But
A friend of mine took the exam and he said it's much better. Now it's common
yeah.
sense, the
Oh,
questions.
that's good. That's good because a lot of Norwegians were like, I don't know the answers to these questions. No clue. Lived here my entire life. Have no clue. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
How is it in Canada? Do you need yeah, how is it in Canada?
In Canada, is every year they change the process, and now the process are every year is much more difficult than the year before. For instance, when I did that, it was in 2007, 2006. Uh, I need to prove my proficiency in English. IELTS test was done that time, and four skills: reading, speaking, listen, and another one of writing. So your profession is to be matching with they want to hire people here. And what's the thing about? Oh, okay, you need to, if you had a graduation, master degree, doctorate degree, if you have French idiom, you add in some points, a point program, right? And if you get the minimum points, you are able to become, it's not now, you were able to get a permanent residence. But now it's very difficult because they decrease. You start to lose points when you complete 30 years old. If you are around 40 years old, you lose all points above the age factor. So it's very difficult now. For to come here, you need to become a permanent resident in Brazil. If you apply for a federal process, you need to be less under 30 years old. If you have graduation in master or doctorate degree and fluent in English and French, you can take this one. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult, very difficult.
Is it like the United States?
No, here is in the United States, there is no formal process. United States, you need to become eligible.
Because
Green card, I
people
don't
say
remember now.
that in the United States you need to prove that you have stability, you have enough money, and you have a real place to stay at.
Yeah, here's the same.
Otherwise, they think that you are just going there to try to get a new life,
Yeah.
and you're not going to live there
Yeah.
again, ever
There is a
again.
table of enough money you need to come. If you come alone, I'm not sure about this amount, but if you come alone, maybe you need 15,000 Canadian dollars. But if you come with your wife, maybe 20,000, something like that, right? You need to prove your stability in your
Yeah,
Mhm.
country.
it's the same here as well. If you're coming to Norway to stay here for a while without a work visa, without an immigration visa, then you have to prove that you have enough money to be able to afford everything for yourself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they will probably think that you're going to come here to find some uh, non-registered work to work and try to stay here in the country illegally.
No, I don't recommend anyone come illegally for any place. Stay in
Yeah.
your country in this case. Okay, that's good.
A friend of mine says the same thing. He has moved to Brazil just because he said that Canada, I don't know. It's according to what he had said me, what he had told me, that Canada it's one of the worst countries to live. I don't know. What's your opinion?
It depends. It's not I don't know because I've lived just in Brazil and Canada. I don't know in other countries, but I can tell you about. Alessandro can
So
tell
so has
about this as well.
so has him.
I think it's people complain about the weather. Like Bob, he doesn't like a tiny winter,
I hate
but
winter.
yeah.
I hate winter as well. Okay.
Everybody
As I
hates.
used to say, if the temperature is under
30
30, it's
degrees.
cold for me. 30 degrees Celsius, huh?
Uh,
I mean,
Now, for me, it's below minus 15 is
no, no,
become
no,
colder.
no. Minus 15 is not human.
Canadian blood.
That's not my opinion. Okay, people. I'd
Okay.
like to thank you very much. The time for this live has finished. Okay, and I did appreciate everybody who joined, Heidi as well, our honor visitor, honor invitee, Michelle as well. Delto, Alessandro, Deborah, teacher Marcos, and Nettie, and teacher Marcia also. Sandy, do you have any question that you could make that you want to make to
No,
Heidi?
thank you.
That was really good. Okay, people.
Okay.
Bye-bye. See
Have a
you.
nice weekend.
Bye-bye.
You.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Have a good
Thank you,
weekend.
Heidi, once
Thank you,
more.
Heidi.
Thank you, Michelle.
Tinha um aluno só, né?
Hum?
Aquele cara estava falando bastante, ele parece que é professor, agora ele me apresentou no início.